Okay, so I need to know why you're changing your name. Wait, what's going on?
Yeah, so
I'm guessing there's a Wande album coming.
there is. I'll be calling it.
You're gonna go on this girls' night out tour.
Yeah.
And the tour gets canceled. Like, what happened?
And then me and that producer acted crazy. And then the room like erupted. Yeah, everybody was just shook at like what happened. I was shook too.
Let's get the people what they want. The Wade Radio Show.
Welcome to another edition, good people. It's your boy DJ Wado, of course. If you have not liked, subscribe, share, notifications, all of that, make sure you tap in. If you're listening to this on podcast, leave us a review and a comment. It absolutely allows people to find out about us. And y'all know how our algorithm rules everything. So we just asking you to help us with that algorithm situation. But listen, man, we've been trying to do an interview together. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a little bit. We've been signals crossing, all of this stuff, but she is here. Obviously she is one of the prominent voices in CHH right now, and I love it. Wande is here with us. What's up, sis?
Yo, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Life's good. No complaints.
You are always smiling. You know that?
LOL. Yeah, the joy of the Lord just resonates.
I'm like, does Wande have bad days? I never see you not smiling.
No, sometimes like it's hard, but I feel like maybe it's one of my gifts too, just from God in general. Like He helps me stay positive and like have faith in the midst of nonsense. So.
In the midst of nonsense, come on. Hey, listen, we all go through that nonsense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So nice. So I want to start here with you because I feel like you have one of the most interesting journeys in this space. Mm-hmm. Like you are interning literally at the label that you are now signed to. You were one of the first Christian rap females signed to a label in this kind of current era. And I think the cool thing about that is, like, I just love when God elevates good people that, like, it's like, so I have a daughter myself. And so I've always thought through, like, man, we just don't have enough voices in this space. You know what I mean? Speaking to that. And so, I'm just happy for you with that. But like, just talk about your journey a little bit and just, some of the stuff that for you just overcoming to get to the point that you are right now. Yeah,
it was a lot of faith, honestly. Because literally had no type of plugs, no type of connections at all. So really, I think God just helped along the way. And also, like, I was born in a time where I literally hit, like, my teenage years as social media began. So, like, I've seen every era of social media. So my first, like, era was YouTube.
Okay.
Then I think SoundCloud was the first way I got connected to other people. It was like a SoundCloud TikTok era.
With music.
Yeah, they used to do like rap challenges and like Rapzilla would do rap remixes. So that's how I first met people. Even Mike TC, he's popping off now.
Wow.
We met back then, like 10 years ago.
I did a show with Mike TZ back then, actually in North Carolina. I live in North Carolina now, and it's been crazy to see him.
Yeah. It's beautiful, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, when like people, even Porsha. Me and her met back. I was a producer back then, like, and I mentioned that in the song. Don't worry about it. Like, literally, it was Wande on the beat. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the beat for you, and then we made a song. Like, we just didn't drop it, but literally, we would email back and forth, and then she'd be like, okay, yeah, let's do this, and like, it's really beautiful seeing like my homies from back then, like God just like flourishing them and like putting them, I guess, with a bigger responsibility, bigger platform now. So, yeah, man. Just had to be faithful with the little that I had, and just whatever opportunity that was, church, talent shows for church, stuff like that. Then college is whenever I got connected to more people, because in college I did an internship my junior year, and it's for Reach. It said don't apply if you're a rapper. I was like, we're gonna figure that part out.
There's a little capology there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not a rapper this summer.
Yeah.
So I was diligent though. I did my job like while I was there. And I was like working in the marketing department. And I was like, you know what? God's gonna do it to where they're gonna randomly find out I'm a rapper, and I'll be like, yeah. But it didn't happen that way. Yeah. So I went back home, went to school, and then
so the whole time you were interning there, they didn't know you were a rapper.
So some people knew, but it was just like
you was like, shh.
It was like an unspoken, an unspoken but obvious thing. But I was like, okay, whatever. Go back senior year, they offered me a job, so I ended up working there. Super Refinement season 2. That was a whole bunch of overcoming too, because my job was like helping the artists. So I was in the A&R department / A&R admin. So I realize now, like, God used that to help me out tremendously on character level and education level, because that job helped me see splits and what that looks like, the paperwork, the contracts behind things. It helped me see who comes into the studio. So, like, everybody got to meet me, I guess, on a lower level of, like...
So you know who was lazy, who wasn't lazy.
Everything. So I've seen everybody's character. I've seen how much work goes into what we do, so I can see the staff perspective of things and the artist perspective of things. And then 6 months deep into my, job, which felt like forever to me, but it's really not that long. So patience if you're going through a season right now. They offered me a contract. And I thought it was a joke at first. I was like, I don't know if I can I don't know if I can take this seriously, because they playing games, but they're like, no, it's really serious. And then hit our negotiations, and then got announced, and started my journey professionally. And it's been beautiful, like, seeing how God used it. It took a while, but because it took a while, I think it's beautiful because that allowed me to be prepared and not overwhelmed per se. I think there's still a lot that happened after of lessons I learned, but I think it was just perseverance. I would describe my journey after signing of, like, being an oldest sibling. So what comes with that, your parents are just learning what to do. They don't know what to do all the way. So you might catch some strays, and they might apologize and be like, sorry, but it's for the betterment of everybody else who may come after type stuff. And then you just keep pushing it and keep going.
When did you know you wanted to be an artist? Because, I mean, one thing about you, like, just from following you on social media, you have so many gifts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, you're more than just an artist. You're an influencer, truthfully. And so when did you know, like, I mean, because you even mentioned, I'm like, dang, she used to produce. Like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just like, I'm seeing all these gifts, but I'm like, when did you know music was like, this is what I want to do?
I was young. It was like 17 type stuff. I did a talent show. My church had a conference in Dallas, and I did a talent show there, and like the room like erupted. And like, it's funny because whenever I signed up for the talent show, they were like, are you sure you want to rap? And I was like, yes. And they're like, okay. And then everybody was just shook at like what happened. I was shook too, because that was the first time I performed for like bigger than like 10 people. And I felt like in that moment, God was like, I want you to use you to like impact people's lives like this. I want you to influence young people to be excited to praise God, to be excited to listen to Christian music and stuff like that. And so that was kind of like whenever I took it seriously. I took it seriously at part 2. There was a part 2 that reinforced.
Part 2, take it seriously. Okay.
So part 2, take it seriously, happened maybe a year after that. It was whenever it was time to pick what you're going to do in college. And I got scared. I chickened out because I'm Nigerian. And my parents wanted me to be a doctor. My whole life I had prepared to be a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see, I found out I could rap in science.
You're going to get that. You got Nigerian parents. You're going to get that education.
Yeah. And so I was scared, and I was like, my people pleaser activated. And I was like, you know what? I'll just do the science thing, and we'll figure it out. And then God showed me in a dream. I was like at a youth group camp again, but I'm in the audience this time, and there was a girl rapping on stage. And then like my friend turns to me and is like, man, this is so good. Like, I didn't know you could like rap about God and stuff like that. And then like God like silences the room, all black spotlight on me. And God was like, I wanted to use you to do this, but you didn't listen. And then, but then it was crazy because it felt like God like departed from me. And then it felt cold, and I almost like felt like I was like burning because his presence was gone. It was like depression times like a million.
Wow.
And after that, I woke up and I was like, God, I'm so sorry. I'm going to do it. And ever since then, I've been serious. So that was all he needed to do. He, shook me up a little, and then I was dedicated forever.
Yeah. So you get signed, and you got signed in an era, Reach has a lot of artists.
Yeah.
Right? So I have to think, and I mean, you understand both sides of this because of, you've worked at the label. It's probably got to be a little competitive around whose albums is coming out when and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
It's like, it's kind of chill to an extent, but at the same time, it's almost like a grace of like people are in different seasons of life. So there could be a whole year where nobody feels like led to make an album. And then if you want to drop during that time, the floor is yours.
It's all yours.
But then fast forward now, 2024, everybody wants to drop.
Everybody trying to drop.
Yeah. I think we all love each other, though. We have a group message and everything. So we all respect each other. Like, I know, like, Limo said, like, he had one date. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm not dropping on that date. And so, but, like, it's, like, out of love, too. So I'm like, oh, no. Like, I'm like, okay, bro, you got it first. I respect it, you know? And then I'll just do mine next week, you know, or 2 weeks later type stuff. So, yeah, I think it's, like, a healthy balance. But I do know internally, like, with their systems, they're like, oh, if this is what healthy looks like when everybody's healthy and everybody wants to drop, now we know what we need to prepare for accordingly for
it's a lot.
Seasons when everybody wants to drop.
Yeah.
So
that's cool that they kind of are allowing you guys to do that. I don't think it used to always work like that.
Yeah.
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 That's dope.
Yeah.
You get signed, and I remember when you first got signed, man, you was putting out some rapidy rap music.
Rapidy rap.
You were. It was dope though.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'm a DJ. I love bars.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm not saying that in a negative light at all. You know what I mean? I actually appreciated it because it was like, it almost felt like you were saying, I want to show y'all that I'm actually talented, that I didn't just get this because I'm a girl.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of felt like that. Like, was that the space you were in when you...
I was just happy to be here, you know. So for me, that was just like the outpouring of my heart. Like, that's just what I like. I actually like rap. I was a consumer of Christian rap, so like, yeah. I think that first year, every song I made was just, that's what I felt at the time. Like, there was no like premeditated, like, oh, it has to. Yeah, it literally was just, hey, I'm having fun. I can finally be on the studio side. I can finally sit down. So it really was just having fun writing songs, and then so because I just naturally love rap, that's what came out type stuff.
And then the first project, what was that creative process like?
Yeah,
because that was clearly a different sound.
Oh yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah,
but
so it was on accident actually. So I've been through, how I talked about, I went through different trials type stuff. So I went through a season where my first album was actually different. It was actually really happy, really like rap.
Yeah.
And then me and that producer acted crazy. And then I got back, I actually traveled and flew out to work with him. And I got back home, they didn't give me my beats. And I'm like, bro, because I was like, hey, can you send me the beats? I'm trying to, finish so I can like turn it in. And then, they didn't hit me back. And then I get like a weird call of like, oh, I just feel like somebody else should have them. And like, I noticed a reoccurring pattern in my life where like,
somebody else should have them.
Yeah, so I noticed a reoccurring pattern in my life when people work with me, things turn out better than they expected. But it's when people who are like, people who don't view me in a good light, if that makes sense. So there's some people who I worked with who viewed me like a pity project per se. And so
really?
So then
why?
I don't know, that's between them and God. But then what happens is, it's a reoccurring cycle. So what happens is we work together, God actually blesses what we do, and the songs are actually really good. And then they're like, oh, so that person was like, oh, snap, I didn't realize that when I worked with Wande, like, dang, these are probably the best beats I've ever made in my life. Dang, these songs are really good. And basically, I surpassed their expectations of how they viewed me. And so because of that, they didn't want to give it to me. And so...
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why are people viewing you like this?
I don't know. So I started picking better people to, work with. But that's something you don't really know until you work with that person viewed you that way type stuff. Because I was young, just happy to work with people. But yeah, there's some people like that, but it's unfortunate. And so I went through waves. So I went through that. And then unfortunately, I didn't have the best advocates at the time as well. So I had to let go of my manager at the time and just different things like that. And I had to start over, bro. So then I'm sad. And so that's why you end up getting exit. That's like more of a sad thing about forgiving your enemies, about moving on, and leaving your last season, because I was sad. But then God put me on the heart of another producer, Taylor Hill. Yep. He's like, yeah, I feel like God told me to work with you. And so we ended up working together, and that's how we made the album type stuff. So yeah, that's how it ended up being completely different, because my first one was like super pure-hearted. I had never been through, I would say arguably never really been through anything too traumatic type stuff. But yeah, and so I feel like that kind of like just changed the dynamic of the music, what I was doing. But it was cool because Taylor, he made more like epic cinematic music. So then it was a blessing in disguise type stuff. But that's how you ended up getting exit. It was kind of on accident, but you kept rolling with the punches, because I'm like, I'm still going to put out an album. I just got to start over and do this thing from scratch type stuff.
Wande, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. It's all good.
I didn't, I mean, that's a few years ago, but that's disheartening.
Yeah.
Yeah. The body of Christ. Sometimes we can't get out of our way.
Yeah, it's all good.
I feel that. Okay, so this is what I really wanted to talk to you about. Talk about this holy girl movement, man.
Hey, holy girls. So, man, it's a legendary time. So, it kind of started with the Porsha and us linking up, and don't worry about it. Really, just turned into something that was bigger than anything. And then
I was going to ask you, did you think that song was going to do what it did?
I think
when y'all made it, did you feel like, yo, we got one?
Nah, whenever we made it, I was like, yeah, it's a good song. I'm not even gonna lie, it's a really great song. And
but did you think it was a hit song though? Because a good song, you can make there's a lot of good songs.
I think I was like, this gonna go up. I think I didn't process at the time what hit was.
I got you.
I was like, this gonna go up.
Yeah.
And so I think it surpassed everybody's expectations, which is beautiful. But I knew, like, I was like, yeah, it's gonna go. It's a great song. So it was beautiful. It was crazy. We did like a quarantine session. I was quarantined while we were making that, and like literally on the laptop. I was like, yeah, burbs to the bando, suburbs to the And so I remember like, but we made it happen type stuff. It was crazy.
So y'all were together but quarantined.
We were separate. So I was like literally Zoom calls type stuff.
Okay.
So we're on Zoom call. They sent me the beat. Then we collabed on the hook over FaceTime.
Yeah.
Then over that, then we just each wrote our verses, turned them in. Type stuff. So
yeah,
y'all's
chemistry is crazy.
It's beautiful.
Like, and it's every time y'all do something together, it's like you can tell when people are genuinely friends and they like each other, and you can tell when it's just like, this is just a business thing because it works, and so it's just dope to see that.
Yeah, and then Porsha, like, she's an amazing person. She even has her own holy girl era from before. Like, she's been saying holy girl as well. So like, she's been super passionate about that, and so it was really cool that we just naturally kind of said that when rapping, like, oh, holy girl summer, and so we just kind of collabed to do that as well. But yeah, man, it's been beautiful, like, just seeing the women just be encouraged. Like, even now I'm doing like a holy girl summer challenge where I'm posting content every day to literally just encourage women in their faith in various areas. So I say in Bible, beauty, and business, that's how I'm going to encourage. And so Bible with devotionals, like direct words, encouragement. Beauty with, like, different things like, hey, here's how you can dress modestly. So like, that's the most recent thing I posted. Makeup tutorials, hair tutorials, and then business with just like learning what I learned along the way. Whatever knowledge I can share, I'm gonna share it with my homies. So
yeah. Are you guys gonna do a project together?
We are.
An EP, something?
Yeah. Okay. We are. We tried last year. We got all the girls. We started making songs, but we didn't have time to like sit and like direct it with the way.
Oh, so it's not just gonna be you and Porsha. This is gonna be
all the girls. So
this is gonna be everybody.
Yeah, we just needed time to like sit together, but life was just happening.
Life be lifing.
Yeah. So, but we linking up for round 2. So shoot, that might be next. Who knows? So we're gonna link up though.
Yeah, I think it would be big for the culture.
Yeah.
I think there's been a hunger. I haven't talked to you about this, but I remember a few years ago there was that hashtag on Twitter, that CHH sexism, and that mug changed the culture. It changed it. Like, I mean, truthfully, just about every label was signing female artists after that because it became very apparent.
Yeah.
This is a big thing that's missing in our community.
Big facts.
And so I think even you guys showing that community together with one another, like, that's just a different, like, we haven't really had that,
Big
truthfully.
Facts. Yeah. So I'm really proud of the growth. There's so many women now. Like, my playlist just got options now. So I think it's really beautiful seeing all the women who popped out. Women who are having growth, even future things y'all gonna see in the future. Some other women you don't even know the power moves they making. So I'm very excited. You gonna see some very dominating situations with some
Wande,
women.
what does this mean? What are you alluding to?
Just know you're gonna see some women doing some big things soon. You might see people pop out and be like, oh snap. It's gonna be in various areres. I'm just saying, like, there's things that I'm like, oh, it's about to be crazy. So next 12 months. It's gonna be serious for women.
A lot of things heating up
for different women. Yeah, they're going crazy right now. So
that's what's up. So I also wanted to ask you about this too. I know, speaking of women, you're gonna go on this girls' night out tour.
Yeah.
And the tour gets canceled. Yeah. And I was heartbroken for you.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even my tour.
You were like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a big part of me that's just like, man, the fact that a Christian rapper, and it's you, is about to be on this tour with, these gospel artists. I'm like, we need this convergence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not telling you to put nobody on blast because I don't even know the details. But I do. What happened?
It was just some back end stuff, but I think the beauty of it is we were able to see the interest of people desiring it. I think also us as women were able to link up. So now I know all of them a little better. So now I can hit them up and just collab in real life for different songs and stuff like that. But yeah, just some back end stuff. But we know now for the future type stuff. So I think, all you can do is move forward and keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. It felt weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like everybody's team moves differently. So I will say for the most part, everybody's been respectful to me. So I won't. Everybody learns their processes, but yeah, it's just everybody's team moves different, so I can't speak on different things, but different people apologize for different things. So, but for the most part, everything was respectful. They helped market us. It was great.
Yeah, the weird thing was it was like you could see people were just disappointed that had already bought tickets.
Yeah,
like women that had bought tickets, and I was just like, man, this is just strange.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but. Prayers up. I know I'm going to be doing my own Wande tour towards the end of the year. So stay tuned for that situation. I'll definitely be bringing women along with me. And then, so we're going to see, as dynamics continue to shift, and the Lord willing, I'll be able to finance my own situation in the future. So all that stuff.
I think a Wande tour would do really well.
Yeah. Praise the Lord. I receive it.
I do. I think you, you have a following, but I think you have a devoted, your fans rock with you. Mm-hmm. They believe in what you're doing. Those are the types of people that come to concerts.
Yeah.
They buy tickets. They buy merch. You know what I mean? And I think it's hard to cultivate that. People believe in you. Mm-hmm. Honestly. I don't know if you feel that way, but people really believe in what you're doing and what you're saying and, how you're carrying yourself.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, I'm guessing there's a Wande album coming.
There is. So, there's one on the way. I'll be calling it Anike. Anike is actually one of my names, and it means a child that you care for, that you treasure. I'm actually going to be legally changing my first name as well to Anike. So,
really?
Fun fact. So, yeah. So that's what I'll be talking about.
So is your stage name still going to be Wande?
We're going to see. Lord willing, we're going to pray through it. See. Also, if he wants me to do it, I'll follow his instructions, So.
Okay, so I need to know why you're changing your name. What's going on?
Yeah, so, I'm someone who's really adamant about words and different things. And I think I knew as a child, but I never processed it till kind of more later in life type stuff, what my name meant. So most of my family, they're actually Muslim or other things. So most of my first names are actually not Christian names. And so Wande specifically, so the full name is Wande.
Wande.
It's like a sentence. And Wande means the mother has returned, and it's like reincarnation. And so I don't really rock with that, personally. And so Wande, luckily, when you take off the it just means has returned. But still, I think God was like, okay, now we're at a place now where you can dissolve it type stuff. So
maybe your exit album was prophetic.
Maybe it was low key. That was the last time. That's the last time you're gonna see Wande. Low key. Hey, we exiting the Wande era,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wande, this is a shocker.
It is, but I'm really dedicated to whatever Jesus tells me to do, and trusting whenever you dedicate your life to Him, He's gonna take care of you. He's gonna have the path for you. So, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see this coming. Okay, so I need to call you Anike from here on out. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm with it. Hey, I'm here for it.
All right, it's lit.
And and here's the thing. Names do mean a lot. Mm-hmm. And I commend you for that. I think a lot of people that I've seen change their stage names. DJ Wado wasn't always my stage name.
Yeah.
I was DJ Odyssey in college.
Wow.
Everybody from Howard knows me as DJ Odyssey. They called me Wado.
Oh wow.
My friends called me Wado, but DJ Odyssey was my stage name. And then when I got saved and I started doing Christian music, I was just like, I don't feel like Odyssey fits me anymore. I need to just be my authentic self.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel it. So there's definitely power in names.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Definitely power. All right, so tell us about this album.
Yeah, so it's beautiful.
Because you've been cooking this.
Oh yeah.
There was even a little thing online for a little bit. It's like, where's Wande album at? What's going on?
Where's the album? Yeah, nah.
Were you being held back? Did we need to run up on somebody? Were you being held back?
You know, that's why we had that song, Send That Thing Up. You know, the Lord can handle my problems. So shout out to God. He been advocating for me. He been changing the game. So yeah, I mean, I had to be adamant too. So I think everybody has different opinions of different things, but I was just adamant, like, "Nate, we gotta drop the album, bro."
Yeah.
Drop the album. So I think that's also a different thing that women go through, where people are like, "Are you sure you're ready? Are you sure?" And it's like, my friends are doctors, bro. Last time I dropped the album, they just entered school, so I'm like, bro, like they're
perspective.
Perspective. I'm like, people are. I have fans who are in youth group, and they my peers now. Like, it's crazy. So I think it's also just being adamant about your yes, standing behind your yes. So a lot of character development in me, of just being firm on like what I want and standing behind it type stuff. But yeah, I think the music is phenomenal. So everybody who's listening to it, even the label, they're like, you know, I can't even be mad because the music is good. So it's kind of like, hey, we give you everything you needed. It's gonna be great.
So what was the ready part? Like, so why do you think they would question if you're ready, particularly if everyone's digging the music?
I don't know. I feel like that's the thing the women just go through. I don't know. So, but luckily that's off the picture now. So we just like turn in the album.
So this album is like coming soon.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm about to walk out of here and see an Instagram post. Wande's album is dropping June 5th.
It's dropping. Nah, it's dropping within the next 2 months.
Wow.
The next 2 months, so.
That's beautiful.
Date dropping soon.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the tour off of the album. I see it.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
I see it.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So what else we got cooking, Wande?
I mean, that's kind of mainly it. Other than that, I'm really just kind of like, it's very interesting. I think I'm entering a new era. People keep saying like, oh, I feel like you're going to be a speaker. I don't know. So we're going to see what God does with that. I feel like I've been emptying my plate just to whatever God wants to do type stuff. So for me, it really is just stay tuned because I don't even know. It's whatever God tells me to do type stuff. But yeah, that's the next era.
I don't always like saying stuff like this publicly because I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. I was thinking about this the other day. I was just like, a Wande Porsha Love Holy Girls podcast would be crazy.
That could be lit.
That would be.
We do love each other.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be insane. I do think. I mean, I think it's very apparent. You have so many other gifts besides just your music.
Mm-hmm.
There's, God is definitely going to do something with those other gifts. I can see you speaking.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. Well, Wande, I want to thank you for your time.
Anytime,
and
man.
Coming through. It was good to meet you. I can't wait to hear your project, your album.
Thank you.
Who's on it?
Porsha's on it.
I mean, that's okay.
Nah, but
something was going to be wrong if Porsha wasn't on the album.
I don't know, but Porsha's on it. Lecrae's on it. Who else on it? Hovey's on it. RG's on it. Trying to think through some names. I'm like, make sure I'm not missing anybody. But those people come off the top of my head. Those people on it.
Yeah.
And then, it's really good though. It's really fire. It's like it's a lot of singing, and yeah, just different ranges. You're gonna be happy, super playful, but then you also have like more serious, like I might cry type stuff. So
wow,
it's really beautiful.
Full range of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some party records.
Yeah, we got one on there. We got one at least.
Yeah.
You might get two. We're cooking up a second one right now.
I mean, Send That Thing Up is.
So we at least got that one.
That's a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm considering adding a second one as like a last minute addition, but everything else is like already set in stone, playlisted, ready to go. So.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, drop the album.
You so ready.
Yeah.
That's funny. That is funny. That's funny.
I'm excited for people to hear it, to be able to enjoy it. Anybody I've seen so far who's heard it, they've loved it. So I'm just excited for people to experience it, to see my growth, all of that. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, it's very apparent, evident how serious you take what you do, from intentionality on social media, your music, your brand, what you say, like the whole deal. So none of that surprises me to hear you saying, like, I'm ready for this thing to come out, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Wande, thank you for coming through. Seriously.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. We with the legend, the OG, DJ Wado. Hey.
Hey, family, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave us a comment. Would love to hear your thoughts on what we were just discussing. Also, if you want to book me for your next event, whether you got a concert, a party, a youth function, a corporate event, whatever it is, send us an email. It's booking@wadoradio.com. I'd love to DJ your next event.